What's up, everybody? We are talking that new Westside Gunn album right now. Let's go!
Gotta live for today, forget about the past. Fighting with yourself, fighting with your life.
What's up, everybody? And tonight we are talking that new Westside Gunn album, Who Made the Sun Shine. Just to let you guys know, super big fan of Westside Gunn, and just to let you guys know also about the hip hop that I review. There's a lot of albums that come out throughout the year, and this is not my full-time job, so more than likely I'm going to review what I listen to, what I like, and then sometimes with some other stuff dabbled in. But this is my type of music. Reviewed to Conway, love Benny the Butcher, love Griselda. And guys, please like, subscribe, comment on this video below. But yeah, let's get to it. This guy has dropped Fly God is an Awesome God, Pray for Paris, and now this album, his actual Shady debut, Alchemist production, Derringer production, Beat Butcher, Conductor, all that. Like 11 tracks, 40 minutes, so perfect. Like, perfect. I like albums now these days between 40 and maybe 50 minutes, 60, at the most these days. So he pushed it back. Shay, his DJ, passed away, and I don't know if he added any tracks. I do suspect one track was added. That's the Just Blaze joint with Conway and those guys. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like something that was added to the album. It's not a bonus track, just something that was added. But let's get to it. The intro, the Butcher and the Blade, and I don't know if they're talking about Benny the Butcher and then Conway the Machine being the Blade, and then Westside coming in. But he starts it off like he had a fetish for the Mac 11 since adolescence. Fire out the nozzle, Ricky Dragon Steamboat, clips in the Peacoat, body slam 2,000 grams, Steven Regal. So just to let you guys know, I'm a big wrestling fan. So you see the Shawn Michaels tee. I'm actually wearing this for the Westside Gunn album review because I don't know any rapper, I think, except Smoke DZA, who has as many wrestling lines as him. So got the Shawn Michaels tee right here. But before we even get to some of the songs, he has on the Frank Murphy joint, he has Great Muda line. Great Muda, dope Japanese wrestler. He talks about Luna Vachon. He talks about drop kick a brick and hit a pedigree. That's shout out to Triple H. Slam the stove like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So, and then Ricky Dragon the Steamboat, dope, iconic wrestler from the 80s and early 90s. Steven Regal, underrated technician wrestler. So if you guys are into wrestling like Westside, he always drops jewels when he's talking about wrestlers, and I always look out for his wrestling bars on that. The first track, Conway talks, bitches think I'm a vegetarian because the carrots in my neck. At least 3 of my albums in your top 10. And he might not be lying. He dropped Lulu with Alchemist. He dropped the Big Ghost project, and then he dropped From a King to a God, another project. That's 3 projects, and two of those albums may be in my top 10. Lulu and From a King to a God. So dope joint. Benny kills it, Conway kills it, and Westside kills it all from the beginning. First track. Then let's talk about his features. He got Black Thought on the album, Jadakiss on the album, Busta Rhymes on the album, 2 Slick Rick verses. Like, who would have thought? Jadakiss, Boldy James, Armani Caesar. So he's really representing for his clique, and also just dope MCs that he probably grew up idolizing. And Black Thought, the beat is crazy. Black Thought, never highly questionable like Bomani Jones. Fiends histamine, keep him with a snotty nose. What a waste. Like where the shoddy goes. Like waste, shoddy go. Black Thought is man, please drop that album, please. Probably doze in a corner, tell him adios. This coke knocked the Sphinx off his nose like Leon Sphinx, like get out of here, man. Dope track, so many quotables. Westside comes with it. Uh, all the right praises. The Jadakiss song Westside has a nice hook on it, singing like nice melody song, classic Alchemist beat. Jada, Boldy James, they actually sound really good together. And then in Westside on the hook, that sounds beautiful. The only song I did not like was Liz Love Luger. Compared to everything else, that's the only song that I'll kind of I'll kind of skip it. I can't lie. That's the only joint that I just was not a big fan of. Everything else, I mean, Slick Rick is on the album twice. He's on Good Night. If you ever heard, Slick Rick joints, Children's Story, where it's a crime story on a light beat. He on Good Night, because he also says like at the end of that Good Night, and so I think that was a play on words and play on Children's Story. Slick Rick kills it. Just love hearing his voice, and it's actually fitting to hear Slick Rick on this album because in the 80s and 90s, Slick Rick was with the shit. Like Slick Rick, I mean, I'm not condoning nothing. He did, he did some crimes. If anybody ever watched Def Jam the show, they know what I'm talking about. And so he was out there living it, and he was always having the gold chains and always very braggadocious, and he had great storytelling. He really he's really underrated when it comes to the Karis One, the LLs, the Rakims, the Kanes, the Cool G Rap, that era. Sometimes people forget about Slick, but Slick was one of the greats during that time, and to see him on 2 tracks on the album tells me that he really respects them, and they really respect him too. Ocean Prime, dope song. Busta is on here. When you have Busta on a feature verse, like he's going to kill it regardless. He talks about he's the first to inhabit the land, call him pronto, provide the groceries, call him Costco. You got a little Coke, I got a lot though. He uses his Spanish flow and rhyme on the whole song, on his whole verse. Dope. Westside kills it as well. I mean, this album, to be honest with you, Westside is a dope MC, but I feel he's an artist. Like, Benny, when it comes to rhyming, and Conway, they're going to try to bar you to death. I don't think that's what Westside does. I think he puts albums together great. He puts like many movies together because the features he got on here, they go perfect with the beats. The beats are perfect. What he talks about, I mean, this is almost like reminds me of Only Built for Cuban Links without the guest, but with a lot of guest stars, but not like how Ghost and Ray, but like these are his guest stars. He has the beats. Alchemist, Derringer, Beat Butcher are the RZAs, and this is a modern day Only Built for Cuban Links. A lot of drug tales, a lot of drug stories, a lot of stories. That Good Night. He talks about how he got robbed, and in the end of the song, he talks about how he ended up doing a dude in. I don't like giving too many of the bars or too many of the stories in on like that, but he really captures like Buffalo. He really captures New York. He really captures like street rap, and he does it well. And then all these features are just perfect for what he does. You could tell he's into art, wrestling, hip hop, and he blends everything together and brings it together better than a lot of people. He's not better than Conway as far as rhymes. He's not better than Benny when it comes to rhyming. But when it comes to telling a story and putting a whole album together, he might be one of the best in the industry at that. Dope. I mean, for him to drop Pray for Paris, for him to drop Fly God, and then for him to end the year like this, and I don't know if he's dropping anything else. He's supposed to have a Madlib album though, so we'll see about that. But I mean, what else can I say? It's a dope album. Maybe it might make one in my top 10. It might make my top 10 this year. I gotta really think about that. But just a dope album. The features, and that's not to say because I'm not talking about a lot of his lyrics. I'm talking about like I think he's like the producer of the album. As far as just putting together an album with the perfect features on the perfect beats. And the artwork on the album, and I wish I could see the inner linings of the album and the artwork, because it's just art. It's really artistry what he's doing from a street perspective. And a lot of his street tales, he doesn't have the dopest lines as far as rewind, but he does make you like, ooh, that was slick, and all his wrestling lines go with the street lines, go well. So You know, he's an older cat. I'm 35. I want to say he's like my age, or probably like 37, 38. So he grew up in the era where wrestling was dope, the streets was dope, everything was different back then. And yeah, just dope album, and excited about what Benny's gonna do with Hit Boy. Excited about Conway, what he's gonna do on his Shady debut, because that last album was not his Shady debut. So yeah, shout out to Westside Gunn just for making great music. This has a lot of rewind quality as far as the songs. The features are dope, the beats are dope. And Westside is a dope artist. Like I said, I'm not trying to say he's not a dope artist or a dope MC, but I think there's more to him than just the lyrics. His ad libs, his extra stuff that he puts behind his vocals, just a lot of details to things, double ad libs, a lot of like comparisons of certain things in movies. Like if you don't know, you don't know, but like he really, really gets it. So shout out to him. It's a dope album. I'd probably give it a 4.25, lean it to 4.5. I have to play Pray for Paris and I have to play Fly God Back and see which I like better, but he drops dope albums all throughout the year. So anyways, until next time, you guys take care. Peace and love. 100. I'm out. Peace.